All right, man. This is the after show. It's a little late because I wanted Jerry on here. He hasn't been on an after show, and he said I'll do it at 9 my time. I said, all right, let's do this, man. So what's up, Jerry?
That man, had a real good show today, man. I think that's going to be one of our. I think it's one of our better shows actually today. There's only three of us, but I thought it was a really good show. So I had to come back and do some kind of video for this. So yeah, cool.
That was cool, man. And introduce our guests, man. We got guests on the after show that weren't on the
We
show
got
today.
guests. Yeah, we got the Black Spinner Circle team here, man. Coach Leonard. We
Woo-hoo!
got Coach Leonard and Al Horton, man. How you guys doing?
Oh
I'm
man,
doing
we're
good,
chilling,
man.
bro. Chilling.
Good, good, good.
Doing all
I
right.
don't think I've ever been on the after show thing.
Maybe not. No.
Nah.
This is something
Yeah.
I started because I made a freeform channel and I never use it. Let's do something on there, Lee. And he said, okay. So I started it with Lee. I said, let's use that channel. It's just sitting there doing nothing. He's like, I'm poking it. Do something. Oh, wait, I got to make stuff. Oh. So,
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's Saturday night, so I was out all day, and I was like, I'll be back in fucking Saturday night, bro. I might as well just do something, you know. So thanks for
no
inviting me
problem.
on, you know.
So I just I got some things. You guys bring up things if you want to, but I thought this was interesting because I love Michael Sweet. I love the guy. He speaks from the heart. Just not only because he's a Christian, he's got a lot of common sense. And you don't find that with older rockers lately. They don't have a lot of common sense, which is a guy I'll bring up next who doesn't have much common sense of the older rockers. But he said that people need to get over these tracks. A lot of bands are going to use tracks as for like atmosphere. It's like they can't bring a choir, they can't bring a whole fucking thing with them, like an orchestra with them. Like for songs like Yahweh, they're going to have, if you want to hear that, they're going to have to do that Yahweh, Yah in the beginning, you know. And I get that, and it works. You know, you like people get on Blackie Lawless about sitting up there. I saw him live. He was singing to his own track. He was actually singing live. And if you notice, Wasp doubles a lot of his vocals, anyways. So it made sense. You know, they don't have another singer to do his type of voice there. So what do you guys think about this? About just people just nitpicking on these tracks when there's nothing really to nitpick unless you're like that one band that couldn't perform without a laptop, which Michael brought up. And he says, if we don't have our laptop, we'll still perform. You know, he brought that up.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that, man?
I think the band he's referring to is Falling in Reverse.
Yeah.
That's the band that the one time they said, "Oh, we've lost our laptop, so we can't perform."
Right.
It's like, wow, dude, really? You gotta fucking rely on that, you know?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with like what he's doing. I think you know, certain enhancements is okay. You know, I think what Blackie was doing wasn't bad. I think he was still singing because I saw them live too, and he was still singing. You know, he just had a background vocal, kind of enhancing his voice, I guess. So I don't know, man. It's just it's a double edged sword, I guess, man. You know. I mean, if he's just miming to the thing, that's one thing.
Yeah.
You know, and Michael Sweet's right. I mean, if it's some sort of orchestration or anything like that, that you can't bring in a whole orchestra or something, I don't see a problem with what he's talking about, man. So I don't know.
Well,
He
they're
still
not.
has a great voice, so I don't see him, you know, relying on like the backing track to sing.
Well,
You
he
know?
says he has what two other people singing with him. I guess Robert doesn't sing. I don't really see him on the mic at all. But it's like what you
I
got the
only saw
big.
Stryper live once, so I don't remember Oz Fox and it's not Tim Gaines anymore. It's the other guy. I forgot his
And
name.
that guy from Firehouse, yeah, he could sing.
Yeah, the bass player. I
I
don't
forgot his
remember.
name.
I can't remember if they sang backups or not, but I don't know. So
You know, what do you think about that, Leonard?
Yeah, people always complain, oh, well, it wasn't 100% live and there were backing tracks. And then they also complain, oh, well, it didn't sound like the album. Well, which one do you want, man? You know, it's tough to appease everyone when some things have to be done so that the fans can hear the authenticity of the song that they're used to hearing. and sometimes they have to use backing tracks. It doesn't mean that it's not live. It's just that they're having, like we were talking earlier, you can't have a whole choir or a whole orchestra up there, but they still want to hear that sound that might have made one of their favorite songs so good. So I don't see a problem with it. It's the Ashley Simpson not singing that gets to me. It's the pop dancers that dance but can't sing, which
Yeah.
means you can't do it. You
Yeah.
know, I remember when I saw Janet Jackson, she was um, huffing and puffing in between songs. You could tell she was actually doing it.
Yeah.
You know? And there's and so that's what I have a bone about is when they don't sing because they're dancing, and that seems to be the out that the music media are giving it. Well, they're dancing and they can't sing at the same time. Exactly, they can't do it. That's the whole thing. They can't. They were able to do it back in the day, Madonna, Mariah, but these days they really can't. Or
It's
like or one of those new girls, Megan something.
Megan Thee
Um,
Stallion,
no,
I don't know.
Cardi
oh well,
B.
Cardi
There was the
B.
one video where Cardi B was like, she threw the mic and her voice was still going.
yeah, fine.
If you throw the mic, you'll hear a thump. No, it wasn't even on.
Yeah.
It didn't make a
or that,
noise.
or
I mean,
that
it's
these
just, that's just embarrassing, dude.
or,
You know,
or,
It
or
is.
these new pop stars cancel a tour because they have to rest their vocal cords or get surgery. Fucking Elton John and them haven't had to be doing that and cancel tours, and they've been doing it for almost 50 years. You've been doing it like for 2 years and you can't handle it, which means that everything that you do is in the studio. You can't do it live.
That's funny. You
That's
mentioned resting the vocal cords. I'm like, do they even use the vocal cords? You know what I mean? So that's kind of funny. Kind of funny
exactly
you
that's
brought
just
that
their
up.
excuse.
But no, I mean, I agree with what Al said. I mean, unless you get like 30 people on stage with you, you're not going to have it sound like the record. And these guys can't afford to have all these extra guys play,
Yeah.
with them probably, or don't have the budget for it or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree with what he says. I mean, it's going to be the way of the future anyway, using tracks and backing tracks. So either don't fucking go to a concert or just accept it. That's all I really got to say. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, you can tell. What are you gonna tell them? You can't use those backing tracks. They're gonna fucking use them anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, like what? Back in the
Sorry.
day when I used to go see Rush all the time, like there's parts where Geddy Lee is like harmonizing with himself. He had to trigger like his background vocals to on certain parts of the song and sing along, kind of harmonize himself. I mean, because there's nobody else in the group that sings,
Right.
so he had to kind of do it. But the whole thing with them is that their whole thing was they wanted to trigger it, everything that was background or on the track themselves, like physically trigger it themselves, so that it's still in the spirit of performance. Like they're still actually like performing it, but they're triggering it themselves. So that was their whole kind of motto, is like, we're still doing it ourselves. We don't have anybody in the back that's actually like triggering the thing for us. So I always thought that was kind of cool, and they were transparent about that all the time. I've always read that in interviews.
And also about Rush. What about like the keyboard and bass live? I mean,
You play the bass on the
both
keyboards.
the
I mean,
same
a lot of
time.
people do
He,
that.
he
Yeah,
played
he
the
would-
bass
he-
with one hand, sang with his mouth, and had
Well,
the keyboards on the other hand.
Well, he would play the bass with his feet. Like there would like when you go to keyboards, he would play like the bass pedals to fill out the bass. What's up, Mooger?
What's up, Mooger Fooger?
Fashionably late.
Well,
Well,
He came out of the darkness too. Did you see that intro? He came in. He just materialized.
He faded in.
I know. He fades out more than he fades in.
Like a fucking wizard.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta go. It's over. Bye. And he's like,
so let me say hi to everybody. How you
Hi, go
doing,
ahead.
Jerry?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. Andy, how you doing?
Hey, Mayor Mooger Fooger, how's it going, man? It's good to see you.
Good. Mark, you doing okay?
I'm doing great.
All right. And
And-
this other guy over here, I just, I don't know what his name is, but
What's going on, bro?
hey, how you doing, man?
Hey,
Good.
one thing more about Geddy Lee. I liked it when Amy Mann was on Time Stand Still. I think he pressed the keyboards and go Time Stand on her voice. He played the voice, her voice with
Yeah,
the keyboards. Yeah,
it would be her part. Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty damn cool. And nobody ever got on Geddy Lee for doing that, man, because how else he's not going to bring Amy Mann on tour with him. I don't think
No, every-
did
for
Amy
every-
Mann ever open for Rush?
I
No.
don't think
No,
that I
it
know
was-
of.
I think they stopped opening bands after Candlebox got booed off the stage. Fucking I love Candlebox. That kind of sucks, you fucking stupid Rush fans. You missed a great band there.
Oh, I liked them when they opened for them. I was a fan of theirs.
I heard they got hurt because Candlebox got such shit opening for Rush that Rush decided let's do an evening of Rush. After that, they stopped with the opening.
Well,
acts.
they want to do that because they were so far in their career where they had so much music. They just wanted to play a lot more longer, and they were doing 2 hour shows. They expanded to almost 3 hours. So
The intermission.
yeah.
That was amazing. But let's get to we were talking about Michael Sweetmooger, how he wrote the thing about tracks, and he says, sometimes we have to use tracks because we're not going to bring a whole choir or an orchestra with us. I'm just thinking the Who, they don't have the Who money to do that shit. The Who brought like a whole orchestra for them for Tommy. But I couldn't see bands like Stryper affording an orchestra to go on, especially when they're
Yeah.
playing small stages.
Well, and I don't think anybody, in on all honesty, I don't think anybody has any problem with somebody like putting a guitar up the middle or putting some keyboard into a track or putting some additional backgrounds in. I mean, that's not what we're talking about when we talk about like don't track on stage. Tracking on stage means you're not doing shit
You're not
and
playing.
everything is being tracked. If you want to put a little supplement in there, man, I have no problem with that. Absolutely no problem with that.
Yeah, it's cool, man. And then we get to the guy on the far spectrum who doesn't admit he's like Gene Simmons of Kiss, man. They doesn't even admit. But Nikki Sixx, man, the other guy who likes to track everything. At least why can't you go back like use some good tracks? At least Vince, they got a horrible review of their that one show where they said Vince was low in the mix, and then when he was higher in the mix, you wished he wasn't in the mix. So I was like going, this kind of sucks. Why is this band? And then he admits, I think because of the reception he got from Dogs of War, oh, we don't need to make new music anymore. And before that track came out, they were going, oh, we got 3 or 4 or 5 songs in the can with John. We want to release them. One now he's like going, well, now he's saying everybody's a critic because of Dogs of War, but then you're admitting that you don't want to make new music. So why are you even making it? I have no idea.
Well, I think he's pulling it back because of the reviews of Dogs of War. I think everything's being pulled back. I mean, I think they put some songs together, they put it out. Let's see how the public feels about this. And the public was very adamant that this pretty much is garbage. And they're like, oh shit, that was the best song out of the 4 we recorded, and now we're gonna pull it back. We're just gonna pull back,
It's like, come on, let John 5 write. Let John 5 do his magic.
I just think we're not going to be able to accept a good Motley Crue song in the future. You know what I mean? I don't think we're going in with high expectations.
Personally, I like the song, by the way.
That was all right.
And I'm in the minority. I get that. But the very first morning, it's 6 a.m., 6:15 a.m. exactly. I listened to that song and I was like, this ain't so fucking bad. This is pretty cool.
Do you guys feel that way about some bands? No matter what they come out with, it's not going to be good. Do you have that feeling with any band, or do you try to give them the benefit of the doubt?
I know who
Rush.
you do is what? No, with you it's Def Leppard. Nobody will ever like any new Def Leppard. That's what I feel from all the people in our groups. It's like they keep going back to those first 3 albums, and after Hysteria or on Hysteria, they left, and that's it. They're gone. Like same with Rush in the 80s, the keyboard era. People like flew away and then came back with counterparts. But I don't think Def Leppard's going to ever bring people back like Rush did in that kind of job. They need to make something. They need to let them fucking rip again. That band is great, but they're not doing great songs. Even though I enjoyed Diamond Star Halos.
It's like, are we ever? Do you think we're ever going to hear a really good Guns N' Roses song in the future?
Oh well, that boat has sailed on them, because those solo tracks that they've been, or those singles that Guns N' Roses have been releasing are garbage.
Yeah, I
Straight
agree.
up garbage. At
The only
least
good one, the only good one was that actual old one that was from the Appetite sessions. That when they released that, like I guess when they re-released Appetite, the box set or something, there was a song from there that, well, I can't remember the name of it now, but that was a good song. But that was actually written in the
Right.
Appetite era.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
1986, 1987. But then when they had released it, they even tried to at least clean it up a little bit. It sounded like it was an outtake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
So the best Guns is doing these days is releasing shit that it was never good enough to be released on an album.
Chinese
anyway.
democracy.
Right. And honestly, I didn't hate Chinese Democracy. I just thought it
I
was
like that album.
it was a very piecemeal record. I mean, it was just like all these songs were kind of like pieced together and
Well, because
it
it
sounded
was,
as such. But as far as a band that we're never gonna like anything from again, no matter what they release, that's a very good question, Jerry.
Yeah.
It's like Guns is one of them. It's like release something good, man. Release something good, and I'll like it.
I'm having a feel. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, man. Finish. My bad.
No. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it's like I mean, there are other bands like you got these legacy bands, and I'm sorry, I hated A Different Kind of Truth by Van Halen.
I did too. I didn't care
I did
for it
not
at
like
all
that
either.
record at all.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be like a great record, and it was like no, it's a bunch of bullshit from the past that they kind of tried to finish, and
I just think
didn't work.
Tattoo ruined that the start of that album.
I think that it ruined the momentum of that
It ruined the
album.
momentum of that album. They should have released As Is or something like that out that album, or Honey Sweetie Baby Doll, something that was more rock. That was just too like David Lee Roth-ish, like Skyscraper kind of song that people already was starting to tune off of Daily Roth on Skyscraper. So
Sure.
I like Tattoo now, but back then I was going,
too.
this is it, and I'm going. Oh, but then I listen to the album. I hear "Honey Baby Sweetie Doll," As Is, Stay Frosty. This is like classic Halen to me, and I don't. Maybe the recording was shit and brickwalled. Maybe that's why it needs to be cleaned up a little bit to me. But
I thought that
fabulous record to me.
Yeah, and I really thought that Wolfgang really pushed Eddie, and Eddie really does some of his best work on that album, easily.
I thought he ripped it up. I like that. I love that album too. Actually,
yeah, me too.
I'm not somebody. I mean, if you guys don't like it, that's all good, bro. But I don't know. I thought that was a really good return to form because they went back and they mined. I think it was only like half the album that was really from old demos, though. I think the other half was more written, kind of new. You know, they may have pulled some riffs here and there, but it's still like kind of redone and everything and re-recorded. It wasn't like they just kind of cleaned up old demos or something. They actually re-recorded the songs and everything, you know, with like new lyrics and all sorts of shit. So, but I mean, I enjoyed that album a lot. But I agree with Mark, man. I think Tattoo kind of killed the momentum of that album. I don't think that was a good first single to release, in my opinion.
Right.
Because then after that, it was just kind of like, oh, you know, everybody just kind of dismissed the album based off of that one song.
A lot of things that are associated with an album, like that terrible live album that they did. It was just Dave's
that was
vocals
like
were just
3 years later, wasn't it?
But still, it was around. No, wasn't it? I thought it was like a year later, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like no, it was like 3 years later.
3 years
was it later? Okay,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, that was associated with that album.
That was for that tour of that album. Yeah.
And wow, Dave just sounded, man, this is.
Well, Dave's the one who picked the show.
Well,
Eddie said pick it.
Well, this goes back to our first thing that we first started talking about, the whole backing track thing. Now, you can kind of, all right, you might not like the album because of Dave's vocals, but I don't know, you kind of got to applaud him too, because they didn't go back and redo his vocals. It was kind of like a raw, kind of as is fucking live album. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
everybody always talks
raw.
about, oh, live albums ain't live, man. They fucking fixed everything. Now they don't fix it, and then people fucking complain about that.
I don't know
It's like,
I don't know what could be fixed about it. It was that bad in my opinion. I don't know, dude. I was
there was
really
about 8 good
disappointed in
songs
that.
that sounded good on there.
Really.
here's
I
my
liked at
problem.
least 8 of them. Yeah.
Here's my problem with Dave, the latter day Dave, like in these when the Van Halen reunited with him. Here's my problem with him. He tried to fuck with the melodies of the song. He tried to like kind of oversing things that weren't on the original recordings. Just it was almost like he was trying to say, "Hey, look, guys, I could sing," but he was failing at doing that. Man, it wasn't like, dude, just sing the songs like they were on the album. Don't try to like be like some sort of fucking singing in a higher register. Like, I thought like that was his problem. He was just kind of messing with like, doing things that like was out of his range, man. It didn't sound good. That's the problem that I had with him, man. Like, I was like, dude,
So maybe he should have just kept it like he had it,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was trying to prove something. Like he was out to prove that like he could sing and like do these like high kind of prove that he had a higher range. And
but he didn't have to do that. So,
he didn't even have to do that, man. It was just sing the songs like they were on the album, man, and you're good, bro. It's like I don't know. I that's the impression I got. I mean, go back and listen to the original songs and hear what he's trying to do on the live shit. And I'm like, yeah, I scratch my head. I'm like, why are you doing that, man? So that was the problem I had with Dave. I mean, I love Van Halen. I wanted to go see them. I didn't get to see them with Dave back in the original day, so I had to go because I wanted to hear all these songs anyway. And I love Eddie, bro. I mean, that's the big reason.
I love Kiss, but I also am critical of them on certain areas.
Yeah.
So you can love Van Halen and be critical on them. That doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's just weird. Critical. It's like my favorite band is Rush, but the only critical thing I have to say about them is Tai Shan, and they went off on that song too. So it's like
the only thing I gotta say critical about Rush is their 80s, their 80s era, and I loved even some of that stuff a lot. I really did, but Rush just had some shitty 80s material, man.
I don't think everybody goes off on power.
Rush is a different. I think Rush is a little bit of a different beast. I think the whole thing with them is there's different kinds of fans of theirs. There's fans that just love from moving pictures back,
right?
And
they
kind of cut off there.
No,
there's fans that love the 80s synth stuff and kind of don't like the old. Like when Geddy had a higher pitched like voice, and then there's fans that like. I mean, I like all the eras. You know what I mean?
Trust me, there's some of the 70s stuff that I'm like, what the fuck are you playing?
Yeah, I mean,
so there's some I just like all their good songs in my heart, in my opinion, and some of the 80s stuff. There was a lot of good songs there, man. There was a lot of good songs, and I'm just gonna lay back and tell you that like Kiss is my favorite band, but we all know how many missteps they fucking made. So it's like some of our favorite bands make missteps, and I'm not saying that Rush did or did not. But
it's funny, like speaking about Kiss, what I think might be a misstep, certain Kiss fans love, and then what I love, there's certain Kiss fans I think that's a miss. Like I love The Elder, and I hate fucking Crazy Nights. But there's
I hate The Elder, and I love Crazy Nights.
Look, there you go.
But I'm not a huge Kiss fan, so my opinion doesn't matter on that band.
Actually, I don't hate Crazy Nights. There's a couple of songs in there that I like. I don't mind some songs in there. I just thought they went to a very poppy, a little bit too Bon Jovi-ish. territory on that album. But there is some good. There's a couple good tunes on there, man. You know,
Yeah.
Thief in the Night.
Well,
I love that. I
see,
love that Gene
the
song.
thing is, my life changed with Unmasked. Okay, that was like the first record I ever got that I could call my own Kiss record.
And there's Kiss fans that actually absolutely hate that album.
Yeah, I just fucking love that record.
Yeah.
And then the Elder came out. It was weird to me as a kid. I was like, what is this? But it was like, okay, but it's Kiss. And I found something to love in it. And then, onward and forward.
Creatures.
But
Yeah.
You know, I hate disco. I hate fucking disco. I don't like I Was Made for Loving You, but that song will stick in your head for fucking all day if you fucking hear it. I just hear do 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 do. But the thing is, the rest of that album is fucking amazing. Besides that song, take that song off, it's a fucking hard rock album. I love that.
And I really don't know why they call that a disco song, because it really isn't.
Oh, it's disco.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Those harmonies and that beat is total disco.
Nah.
To me,
Yeah.
it is.
all
It
they
def-
had
it-
was a 4 on the floor, which was a boom. Oh.
It was. I think it definitely leaned disco in my opinion. Just
Oh,
But
Rolling Stones did it too.
yeah.
I liked
Everybody
Miss
did
You,
that.
though.
Kinks did it.
I like Miss You.
This is a good track.
Oh, I love that. What was that album they did? Fucking love that album.
That was off of Tattoo You.
No, but they have another album.
I disagree with you, Andy. I Was Made for Loving You was total disco, bro. Even Paul Stanley said he went to Studio 54. He heard like the music that was being played in there. He's like, hell, this is easy to write this shit. He went home and wrote that song with Desmond Child.
Desmond Child was also a part of that song.
I'm saying, yeah, he went home, wrote it with Desmond Child, and they came up with that song because
all they had to do, and I read the same thing. It was like all we had to do is put a 4 on the floor.
Yeah, it's a total disco beat.
And just put that to it, and it's like, what are we going to do beyond this? And at that time, you probably a very primitive drum machine, and you could like just punch in like a 4/8 beat, and then boom, 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 and this is like figure out what you're going to do, man. And that song, however, being disco, is in the key of E, and it's like that bass is just all on the E string.
Did Gene play that, or somebody else come in and play that bass?
No, he played that one.
Played it.
Yeah, I think he uses like
I lost track of who played what on.
He uses the open E,
album.
and I think he uses the E on the 7th fret of the A string, like to keep uses like a
But am I wrong?
E.
Is there like a monster riff to that song? A monster riff by Ace over and over? I mean
That's not Ace.
Means a riff. Or somebody played a good riff on that track.
But the thing
It's
is,
a
if you listen to a lot of disco, even Casey and the Sunshine Band have a riff here and there.
Yeah.
Like you
Okay.
hear that.
Well
shit.
then,
Yeah.
Well then, 4-1.
Yeah,
No,
but-
I mean that album's full of good riffs. Like the bass line to Sure Knows Something, I think is fucking awesome, man.
Oh my god, that's so much. That's so amazing. So amazing.
X-Ray Eyes is a cool tune, man. Even I like Pete's Dirty Living too. I have to admit, I really like that song.
Save Your
man.
Love, Save Your Love.
Save Your Love, Hard Times. I mean, there's a lot of good rocking tunes on there that but you think of that album, you think I Was Made for Loving You, but man, there's a lot of great tunes off that album.
My dog ate the corner of that CD, but the CD survived. I didn't even open it yet. I just had it on the table. I got like a bunch of Kiss CDs one day and package, and for some reason that one stayed there. I come in the morning and the corner's eating off the CD. I go, you bitch socks. Like, but Kiss, man. We talked about Kiss. We haven't talked about Kiss in a while, man. Again, Gene Simmons and Eddie Trunk. Did you guys hear about like Gene Simmons was like totally pushing Eddie Trunk like away? That Eddie Trunk was hosting something that Gene Simmons was supposed to come, and some lady told Eddie, "Hey, go back and see if Gene is okay because he got there early because he was only supposed to play one song." And he goes, "Yeah, okay." And he tells, "Hey, don't introduce me. I don't need no introduction from Eddie Trunk." Do you think that's because of, and then Eddie's going, I don't know, because Eddie's kind of like in his own head sometimes. He said, I've introduced Paul Stanley several times, but I don't think Gene wanted me to introduce him because of Paul Stanley. I don't know. I just think fucking he'll talk about Kiss just to get fucking whatever because he knows his fan base is totally Kiss nerds. What do you guys think about that shit? That Gene was kind of being off.
I didn't hear about. I haven't been listening to Eddie Trunk lately, so I don't know what's going on with him. But I don't know. I can't speak on this. If any of you guys know.
Well, I know that he's a huge Kiss fan.
Oh, we all know that.
Yeah. Well,
he just couldn't get by with other people wearing wearing Peter and Ace's makeup. That's the only criticism I've really heard from him. And Paul Stanley got sensitive about that. But he said he's introduced Paul Stanley at shows lots of times and it went well. So they won't talk to him. It's like Sharon Osbourne won't talk to him. I saw a thing about Eddie Trunk. A lot of artists hate Eddie Trunk, and I kind of hear about it here and there about him. He is kind of off-putting because he's everybody's friend. It's like I love the guy. I like listening to him.
Well, Paul Stanley's just sensitive to everything and everybody. So
I'm just saying Eddie Trunk.
Yeah, I mean he let a certain RMCP member get under his skin. So yeah, he is kind of sensitive.
Well, Seeking Stanley is like a fucking gnat or cockroach. See, that guy will not let go once he gets you. You're in. I was in Seeking Stanley's fucking freaking clutches until I finally started talking. Dude, why are you going after me? What did I do to you? He said, "I'm sorry, bro. I thought you could handle it. I can handle it, but it seems like you're going personal on me." And he's cool, man. I love Tim Breen. Yeah, he went off of me and started.
You guys could shit all over me, and I would fucking be over it tomorrow. Trust me.
Yeah, but when you got a lot of people shitting all over you all at once, you kind of get sensitive.
I'm not Paul Stanley and never will be. So
I'm talking about me now. I went to Eddie Trunk. I'm friends. I know Tim Breen personally. He's a good guy. There you go.
Yeah, you're sounding like Eddie Trunk there.
I know.
He's a friend of mine. Yeah.
I've been to Tim Breen's house.
Oh, I haven't been to Tim Breen's house. He's closer to Al than I am.
Hey, but big shout out to our friend Eric. I'm pulling for you, buddy. Hope
Eric
things get better.
RMCP Jordan, man, we love you, brother. He had to cancel a couple shows he had with us.
What's going on with him? I haven't heard.
I don't know. It's not my business, but he had to pull out for because he was going to do the show on Thursday with us on.
Is it like a health thing?
No.
I don't want to speculate on him. It's his thing.
Okay.
He's trying to get his wife from the Philippines, so I think that he's having problems with the government.
So it's a personal thing. Okay.
It's a personal thing that I don't really want to discuss. But
boy, was I gonna hammer down on Eric. I was gonna hammer down on Eric, but I love that guy. I love that guy because we just have he's so awesome. So
yeah, one of the only guys I could talk hockey with. So, yeah, great.
You can talk hockey with me if it's about the Kings. I know about the Kings. That's about it.
I just every one of us can bust balls on each other, but when it comes to like what's going on in your life and it becomes serious, we got your back. We got your back,
Eric. Absolutely. We love you, man. Because he was supposed to be we were going to record Wasp: The Last Command with him next week.
And I don't remotely hate that record, but man, I was going to find some shit to hate.
Well, we're pushing that back, so you guys got to come up with another episode for the 13th.
Oh, we'll get it, man.
Yeah, because we'll wait till he's ready for it.
We'll get it.
Yeah, we got that.
All right, let me ask you guys something. Going back to the legacy thing with some of these bands, do you think Metallica is endangering and becoming a legacy band?
Yes.
Why? They make new music.
I think they already are a legacy band.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, they're still selling out stadiums, so something's going on right there.
But yeah, they're fucking selling it out because they're fucking legacy.
But they're still making new music.
They're in my fucking DNA. Okay. Yeah. And I'm 50. I don't know how old you are. You're like 46. But like,
I'm 46. You're exactly right.
Yeah. Give him 4 years off his age, like 7 years off his age. There you go.
So yeah, man, they are a legacy band.
But how do you figure they're a legacy band when they make new music? They constantly make.
Do you define a legacy band as?
Mark? A legacy band that just goes out there and plays fucking music like REO Speedwagon and makes no new music for it. or
Yeah.
Kiss.
No. That's a legacy.
No, I think you could still become a
I
legacy
don't,
band.
I don't
and
agree with
release
that.
new
That's
music.
that's not a legacy band.
Well,
A legacy band is the
they're like
band that
playing off
can.
they're playing
A
off their
legacy
legacy.
band,
How about that?
a legacy band is somebody who's with you. You feel them. You watch them since you were a kid, which I have, and they're still out there doing it. Maybe doing new music, maybe not, but no one's doing it bigger than Metallica, man. No one's
Right.
doing it bigger than that.
Right, but I think what Mark is saying, what his definition of a legacy band are bands that are living off their past glories.
Just
Is
do
that right?
greatest hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you got bands out there like
Like the Eagles.
Metallica.
Like the Eagles.
And yeah, the Eagles
Yeah,
don't make
exactly.
any new music.
Perfect.
Eagles, you got bands
Okay.
like Night Ranger and fucking Metallica
Okay.
making new albums.
When
Okay,
Metallica, I'm sorry, Mooger, one question. Do you think the concerts would sell well if it was just hardwired in 72 seasons? Do you think a lot of people would go to that still, you think?
If it was just those two records,
Yeah. They just going to do those two records.
no.
No,
Not
they-
stadiums.
no.
I
But
think
I think it still would sell a decent amount.
I
But
I
think it
think
would
if they
sell a
did the
decent amount,
the
but-
first 4 albums, that would be a legacy tour.
well,
If they
the
only did
thing
that.
is, that's a hard cookie to crumble there, Mark, because Metallica has those first 4 records, those first 5 or 6 records.
That's what cemented their legacy in the first place.
right.
The Black Album like totally made them legends.
And they're still putting new good shit out, in my opinion.
Yeah,
My
I think
opinion.
so.
Not everybody's, but my opinion. I think 72 Seasons was fucking fantastic. I think Hardwired was fucking fantastic. I think that they're always going to sell records, and I think they're always going to sell out stadiums because, I mean, come on, man. The people going to a Metallica concert today, doing these like 2-night things that they're doing,
That was amazing.
right? I mean, they're selling them out, but I would hardly doubt that any of these people know their early shit. I mean, I heard Kill 'Em All and Ride Lightning and Master of Puppets when they fucking came out. Okay, I mean, I heard them. These people didn't.
Hey, I'm one of these people. I didn't get into Metallica.
When I'm
Kill
gonna
'Em
say
All
these people, I'm
later.
gonna say that like they're just like they've just heard the music on Spotify or they've heard the music, from their parents, and that's great and that's okay and that's amazing because that's still people going to see a show. I love that.
I think Metallica is one of those rare bands that kind of transcended their genre. They just kind of somehow appealed a very wide. Once the Black Album came out, man, and they went supernova, that was really it, man. I mean, they brought people in that weren't even necessary. It's like going back like 10 years when like we discovered, like, let's just say Pyromania or Stay Hungry or like Metal Health, and had a gateway album to get us into metal, right?
Yeah.
The Black Album was kind of like that new one, and like that one in the 90s, like the early 90s, where people that weren't necessarily into like heavy metal at all of a sudden latched on to like Metallica. They heard Enter Sandman, they saw the videos and all that. All of a sudden, it got them into heavier music. They kind of brought a whole new audience, and with the Black Album, it alienated a lot of the old fans, Then there was some old fans that kind of stayed with them and through the Black Album and stuff. But then they picked up a whole new audience, and as they went on, I don't know, man. They just built and built. It was just,
but maybe they picked up on some Anthrax, or maybe they picked up on some Exodus, or maybe they picked up on some of that stuff off of that.
Well, because I got into Pyromania, which led me to listening to Kill 'Em All.
yeah.
So, that was my gateway.
It got you, and it was a gateway album to get you into heavier music.
I liked Quiet Riot, but I never went and bought them. It was Def Leppard. Oh fuck!
I was just using some of those albums as an example.
I know, but I know Quiet Riot Metal Health is like you can't discount that album because that put metal on the map.
Oh yeah, that went to first.
You know what my gateway record was?
First metal album to go number 1.
Yeah. What was your gateway,
Thriller.
Mooger?
Thriller.
Eddie Van Halen?
No, honestly, it was. We had mental health that led to Rat, that led to
Motley Crue and
Motley Crue. Absolutely, like Shout at the Devil was like kind of my like actual like, oh my god, this is like heavy metal, and it wasn't. It was. Well, we know that now.
it was
And
metal
then
back then, though.
then it
Yeah.
led to Dokken, and Dokken.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
It-
fucking
Oh,
love
Dokken.
Dokken.
As much as we hate to admit it, we have to give some credit to MTV as well.
Yes,
Seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
sir.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So
100%.
MTV is the soundtrack of our generation.
Well, and I was poor. We didn't have cable, so we didn't have
Even with
MTV.
the hip hop shit, I got into hip hop shit because of MTV. Also, it's like, oh, what's
Well,
this? Beastie Boys, Run DMC, fucking
That's not
Public
hip-hop.
Enemy, stuff like that. I go, I never would hear this stuff without MTV. I didn't have these people I hung out with that liked hip hop at that time. It was MTV that introduced me to that shit. It's fucking
Right.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
like Yo MTV.
Well, I
Rap.
love
There's
fucking Dokken, and Dokken led me to Metallica. Believe it or not, Metallica led me to Dokken, or Dokken. Metallica did not lead me to Dokken. Dokken led me to Metallica. My buddy, we were in his like little Ford, whatever the fuck it was, and he's like, "Hey man, you ever heard of Metallica?" And he popped in Master of Puppets. We listened to Battery, and after that song was done, I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And then fucking Master of Puppets played, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
And I ended up buying Master of Puppets, Garage Days, and Ride the Lightning off of him for $3. All three
Damn.
cassettes for
Damn.
$3.
Oh wow.
It's all I had on me, man. I was poor. I was a kid. I was 16. I was like 15, 16 years old. So
You know what's cool? How like when we were kids, like we saw people with colored hair, tattoos, and our concert shirts on, and now it's like you see these people with colored hair stuff, and you don't not sure if they even like the band anymore that they're wearing. So it's kind of like you can't approach them. But yesterday when I went to Disneyland with my fucking sexy girlfriend Michelle Hawkins and her two daughters, because Michaela's birthday was yesterday, I was driving into the parking lot and the guy right in front of me had a license plate that said YYZ Rush from Arizona.
wow.
And I told Michelle, I go, oh my God, that is a fucking Rush fan right there. How amazing is this? I was just going, I followed him. I followed him, motherfucker.
Creeper.
I followed him and parked right next to him. I parked right next to him. And he got out of the car. I go, dude, I love your license plate. Oh, you like Rush? I go, dude, look at my license plate, Rush for life. He took a picture of my license plate, and I took a picture of his license plate. We gave a hug, and his wife goes, Rush nerds. Like, damn, that was amazing. I haven't had that in years.
Take it easy.
But I haven't had that happen to me in years because of course, a license plate, you're going to know he's a true fan because you got to pay for that shit. But
I have to go or I'm
really
going to be divorced.
All right,
I have
man.
to go.
All right,
Later,
take it
man.
easy. Peace out.
out.
Hey
But
guys, I love you.
But you guys on those shirts, man, it's like I had to find some guy with a license plate to fucking
Well,
bro out
no,
with him.
I'm the same way here in Tennessee. If I'm wearing a 49er shirt and I see somebody else wearing a 49er shirt, I'd be like, yeah. You know what I mean?
Fair,
So I
man.
get that, dude. So I get it. So,
But if you see
I
somebody,
won't run somebody off the road to get their attention, but
oh, I didn't run him off the road. We were parking, and we both. I just followed him to park next to him so I could talk to him.
all fucking 911. This asshole's trying to run me off the road,
I
man.
didn't run him off the road. I followed him. He parked first, and I parked right next to him because I thought that was fucking cool. And I even thought, why didn't I think of that license plate instead of Rush for Life? I could have had YYZ Rush in California.
Now, this isn't the same, but we were vacationing and we went to different states and we stopped in Pennsylvania for a few days and we went to Amish country. And my wife, Molly's obsessed with Amish people. I don't know why. And there were two Amish kids going from, they were walking on the road and my wife turned around and was like creeping on them, just like driving right behind them. The kids bolted. and my wife stepped on it. So I said, "Would you leave these kids alone?" They ran across a field to get to their house.
Hey man, yeah, I would like to meet one of those chicks on a Rothspringer. Oh, whatever. Where they go to the city and they like get all wild and shit. You ever heard about that? Where they let them out
No.
for a while and some of them come back, some of them don't, because they let them like go to the big city and check that shit out before they want to commit
Yeah.
themselves to being an Amish their whole life. I thought that's pretty cool. But fucking dude, Al, if you saw a guy with YYZ Rush on his license plate, what
Oh
would you
yeah,
do?
man, I would talk to him.
Of
I'd do the
course
same
you
thing.
would, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
it's even when I'm out and I'm somewhere, I see somebody wearing a Rush shirt, I'll be like, dude, man, I'll approach them and I love Rush, man, and all that stuff. So
I think
Yep.
Rush and a few other groups, if people are wearing the shirts, they're fans. But when you see people wearing the Van Halen, like the old Van Halen logo and stuff, you're not sure. You're not sure about the Maiden because of the artwork. But I don't think chicks would wear Rush because they don't get many chick fans. So, but I was cool, man. The guy, and then his wife is going, yeah, he's a huge Rush nerd. I go, well, yeah, with that license plate. He was gone before we left. I was going, fuck, I didn't get to say goodbye because when we went to our car, he was already gone.
He's all, "Sir, can you please get off my hood?"
He took a picture of my license.
He's walking around the
Rush, Rush.
no, it's funny because you know how like in when you park your car and you want to protect it from the sun, you have like those the window
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Well, my wife got me a Rush one with Getty, Alex, and Neil on it. Like,
Oh, nice.
I have to take a picture of it and post it. I never did, but it's kind of cool. It's almost like they're in a car, like they're driving.
Oh,
Like
that's cool.
I think Getty is in the driver's seat. I think Alex is in the passenger, and I think Neil's like in the back seat or whatever. It kind of looks like they're in the car. And I had that up, and I had my car parked in my driveway, but I back into my driveway so that way my car's facing out. So I put it there because since my dad is away, I'm using like his truck to like get around. I kind of just keep my car parked in the driveway, and I keep that thing in the window. Well, like not too long ago, I guess a neighbor of mine that lived up the street, he kind of walks up and down the street exercising, jogging or whatever. And I was in my car. I was taking the thing off one day. He's like, hey, dude, I love that Rush, thing. So I was like,
Right.
oh, that's cool, man. You live right up the street. I'm like, cool, another dude that likes Rush,
Now you got more places to go for parties.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome.
And then my neighbor that lives two streets down, two houses down from me, we hang out a lot now. We've gotten to become like good friends and stuff, and we go to shows together and stuff. And he likes Rush a lot too, and he's been into collecting vinyl again. He's been getting like some Rush albums and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, you're treading a dangerous territory, man. Getting back into vinyl and all that shit. You're gonna fucking go down a rabbit hole.
I only buy like special vinyls. Like I got that everybody's favorite Unlawful Carnal Knowledge box set coming Friday. Because I wanted that live fucking show. That live Blu-ray.
Yeah, the Texas one.
Texas one, yeah, I got that.
The Dallas Free Show, whatever they did.
And then I got the box set with the re-release of Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, and the guy did a review. My friend Bob Hayes sent it to me, and he said that they put it on 2 vinyl.
It sounds better, probably.
He said it sounds better. The only thing he didn't like is they have an etching on side 4. He wishes they would have put the bonus tracks on side 4 instead of putting the etching. I think the etching was fucking cool though. Like on 2112, man, that's fucking cool to see the etching in 2112 on that newer release. But
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. I know a lot of people hate Sammy. I'm going to see him in August. I'm excited for that. But man, I just want to.
I'm seeing him next week. A week and a half. Yeah.
Right on,
I'm
dude.
in August as well.
You're gonna see him. I'm seeing him on August 19th at the Forum with Bob Hay, because he bought me a $200 ticket, and I go, "What the fuck, dude?"
No,
he heard me complaining about him just buying a ticket without asking me. I said, "I've never paid over $200 for a concert ticket, dude. But you bought it for me. I will give you the money." But Jerry, what do you got going on, man? Any shows you're gonna see, man?
I'm just gonna see a Pink Floyd cover band on Tuesday. I saw Alan Parsons last Sunday.
Oh,
Really
how
fucking
was
good
that?
show.
Yeah, you
Oh,
need to
it's
talk
really
about
good,
Alan
man.
Parsons, man. Joseph wanted to hear about that.
Yeah, I'll say that for Joseph, but it was a good show, man. I mean,
Okay.
there's a couple technical glitches to the show, but all in all, it was a fucking incredible show, man. I mean, you know, like doing shit like the Raven and shit like that. Just a lot of cool shit from their first couple albums they did, which is, you know, just a great show. The only thing I was upset about, I looked at their set list. They didn't do fucking Limelight. It was in every other night set list except for that night. They didn't do that song. I love that song Limelight by Alan Parsons. They didn't do that, so that was kind of a bummer. But oh no, I think they put a fuck in its place. Oh shit, what's the name of the song? God, my memory's getting old. Fuck, I can't think of it right now. But
What,
it was
iRobot
still
or something?
no, it was something weird like something Luza, Paba da Luza.
Didn't
Fuck.
didn't Joseph was talking about
I don't
some
know, it
kind of
was weird.
story that he tells or something like that. What was that?
I didn't hear any story.
Well,
that
he
told.
said, did he tell the story about something?
Oh, Doctor Professor Feather and Doctor Tar, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only know "Eye in the Sky."
or the other way around. Yeah, I mean, no,
Okay,
it's yeah, that's how they usually end their set with that song.
But how you guys talked about them? He played in Riverside. And he's playing in LA. I want to go see it because I do like "Eye in the Sky" and I like his production he's done with other bands. So I kind of like. I think he'd be good. Like Asia is coming out doing
Yeah.
stuff right now. Like
Yeah.
I seen him with Prine or whatever, John Prine. They were pretty good with John Prine,
Payne,
but this is who's the
It's
guy
Sean
doing?
Prine, something different, yeah,
But who's doing this right? But he got the okay from the
yeah.
Asia thing to go out as Asia. But who's the guy doing it? Is the drummer is the one doing it, or is it Jeff
Carl
Downs?
Palmer.
Is it Jeff Downs doing
Carl
Asia?
Palmer and Jeff Downs, right?
Yeah, I
I
think
don't think I
so.
don't think Carl Palmer's there, is
No,
he?
Carl Palmer's
He's
up there.
not.
It's Jeff
Oh, he's
Downs.
not a part of it.
No, it's Jeff
No,
Downs.
I think it's just Jeff Downs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love Jeff Downs. I was listening to that first two Asian albums the other day, and I go, God damn, this is ear candy.
But like I said, they did all their hits. Don't Answer Me, Serious, Eye in the Sky, Time. All their all his classic riffs. It was a good show, man. I only paid $25 for it, so it was definitely fucking well worth
Oh
it.
wow,
Man.
that's a great price,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Oh, thanks to you. You got me into the $25 things, man. So you let me know when $25 week was, so I took advantage of it.
Oh, that was
yeah.
Live Nation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I guess he said this is the last time he's touring. I don't,
Wasn't he like 80?
he's pretty he's up there. Yeah.
How did he sound?
His voice is, he let PJ do a lot of the vocals this time. He usually sings like Don't Answer Me, Eye in the Sky. He did Eye in the Sky, but he didn't do Don't Answer Me. He let PJ sing that song this time around.
When you say PJ, I think of Farley.
Well, PJ Olsen's he's been a singer
Farley.
for a long time. A good fucking singer, dude. Great fucking voice. But yeah, I mean he's a little heavy too. He's a pretty big dude now. Yeah, I mean
wow.
he's still up there doing his thing, man. I mean, good for him. So, it's well worth it. If you get a chance to see it, go ahead, man. I mean, it's nothing flashy or anything. It's just a good rock and roll show, man.
Hey man, you guys got some stuff coming up on Wednesday on Black Spinner, man. Why don't you guys like promote that?
Yeah,
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I got the topic is going to be since we're in July, the 7th month of the year, songs that have to do with luck or the number 7. So we're gonna do top 10 of that. Should be kind of interesting. There's a lot of songs that have to do with luck or like the number 7 or something like that. So should be cool. Like if any of you guys want to join in, I know you do a radio show Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Mark,
but the
so-
week after, I'm like with you guys. I'm
Okay.
doing it that day on.
Like I said,
I'm
I'll
putting
let you guys know on Monday. That sounds like
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I'm putting the word out. Andy will put the word out. Whoever wants
Yeah.
to be on stuff. So should be interesting.
Yeah, I told
Yeah.
Andy, you give me a show you want me to be on. I will not do the radio show that night.
And I just got this book. On Kansas
Oh shit!
by Tim Derling. He does Tim's Vinyl Confessions on YouTube. I don't know if you ever caught his show or not, but he was nice enough to actually send me this book. He wrote this book, and because of that, I want to go through this book and stuff. And I told him I want to interview him on like one of our future shows in a couple weeks.
awesome.
So he agreed to it. He does a lot of stuff with the Sea of Tranquility guys. I think he's had Martin Popoff on his show, so he's got a good channel going too. So he should be a really good interview and a good guest to hang on our show. So that's going to be coming up hopefully in a few weeks. I'm going to iron it out with Andy and see what date we have open, and we can get him on. Andy just did a good interview actually with that other guy that had
Awesome.
the Little Steven book and Cheap Trick book and stuff like that, which is really cool.
Yeah,
It came out really good.
Like I told Andy, that guy, when he released that Cheat Shirt book, he sent me excerpts of it. But at the time, I was doing with Lee, and with Lee, it's like I don't want him to ask him what he likes on his hot dog. You know, I just want to talk about the music, but it's like I want to interview him. I want to interview Robert. So, but now we have Jerry and Mooger on here. It'd be easier to interview him.
Oh yeah.
I want to say one more thing about the Alan Parsons project. I don't know if it's true with you guys, but I went to go buy a shirt. $65.
What?
65
pretty
cents.
high,
Most I paid was 45.
I just couldn't do it, man. It's just something like, you know, panic attacked me not to do it because I think that's fucking ridiculous,
Yeah.
man.
Go to the website. Sometimes
That's
the
way too
websites will
much,
have
man.
it cheaper.
Yeah.
You go to his website.
The Ghost one was 55, which I thought was way too fucking much. But I wanted a Ghost shirt.
I paid 45 for this Metallica shirt.
I don't know, but yeah, I saw that and I was like, "Fuck no, man!" And it wasn't exactly. It was a one-sided shirt. Just had Alan Parsons and some weird like yellow, like a starburst thing on it. That's all. It was $65. Are you shitting me, dude? I don't know how much is that the art. How much is that the artist's fault or the vendors?
The artist,
the vendors.
huh?
It is the vendors' responsibility for the prices.
The artist has a say too, because when I went to go see The Cure last year,
Oh,
he fucking kept his shirt prices down, dude. I think it was only like $30 for a shirt.
you
That's
saw the
awesome.
Cure?
I saw The
my
Cure
daughter
yeah,
did.
last year.
Other
I
venues
love
that
the
take a
fucking
big
Cure.
cut out of their merchandise.
Yeah,
They take a
venues are
big-
doing that. Yeah,
I can understand if it's maybe Metallica or Taylor Swift or somebody who's really fucking popular right now.
But Alan Parsons,
$65. It's like
Yeah, that's
Well,
that's-
Metallica shirts were cheaper.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
Alan Parsons, that's a little wow, really, Alan?
I think I had to take. Like I said, I was like,
There was nobody in the parking lot selling it for $15.
Right. I don't think anyone.
I know at Alan Parsons show you're not going to have bootlegs.
yeah, there's not going to be bootleggers there.
No,
really.
no.
Doing Alan Parsons.
Iron Maiden, I bought my
mean-
best 2 shirts at a bootlegger.
They played at the Ryman. It was pretty. It sold pretty well, but there were still a few empty seats. But it wasn't like empty. I mean, it was almost a sellout. Yeah,
Dude, I want to
that's
go to the
awesome.
Ryman so bad.
Me too.
God
I mean,
damn.
it's. I guess it's the what do you call it about the place that it brings.
That's an
people in,
amphitheater, right?
Yeah.
It's the old Grand Old Opry.
I get that, but once you see it and been in there a few times, it's like, what the fuck's the big deal? I mean, really,
Well,
I
it's
mean,
just prestige.
maybe because I live there, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, what do you call that? The
The
not the
pews.
legacy, the
prestige.
prestige, or the whatever you call that attracts people to certain things.
Well, it's like if you
So
lived
Jerry
out here and you went to
Ryan's a
the.
piece of shit.
It's like here if you lived out here and you went to the Forum, you're gonna think of Led Zeppelin, Rush, and all these bands that played that.
Yeah, like the whiskey and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd probably feel that way.
Yeah,
But
you'd feel more nostalgia on that.
Well,
nostalgia. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Nostalgia.
Well, the thing, yeah. Well, bands play. The whole thing is when I lived up in New Jersey and New York or whatever. Bands would play the Madison Square Garden just for the prestige of it. You didn't make money in playing Madison Square Garden. Bands rarely make money there because the union fees are so high.
Well,
It's just to say that we played the Garden, which is the
Right.
most famous arena in the world.
pretty much.
To say that you played in there is kind of like that has like some sort of it comes with a cachet to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though you don't make any money playing, I mean, unless you're somebody like a Metallica or like a Bruce Springsteen, where you can fucking charge enormous
Yeah.
amounts of money for tickets and it's still going to sell, you
Right.
know. But if bands are going to charge like $100 a ticket to play the Garden, they're not going to make any money. You know what I mean? So, the union fees are just ridiculous there. you know. And I noticed, like, you know, bands like Judas Priest, they completely avoid Madison Square Garden now. They don't even play there anymore.
Well, didn't they get kicked
They're
out
gonna
of
lose
there?
money. They're gonna lose money playing. Well, first of all, Judas Priest can't fill out Madison Square Garden anymore, unfortunately.
That
You know,
sucks.
but and I don't know why is that. That's a whole other topic we can go on. You know, I don't know if you guys are gonna go any longer or not, but
Go for it, man. Give us the topic, man.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, how come a band like Judas Priest, which has a great like legacy, a great run of albums, and then you know, parallel to them there's Iron Maiden, who could sell out arenas and all that shit multiple nights. How come Priest can't do it, man? It's just so strange to me, you know.
And both those bands went on the same trajectory with like crappy singers. Well, I think the guy from Judas was a lot better, Ripper, than
Yeah.
Blaze, but still, those albums are horrible to me, at least.
Yeah, but that was a '90s thing and it just kind of crippled a lot of metal bands, you know, like that came up in the '70s and '80s. You know, bands they kind of forged through that and they got through that stuff and they rebuilt their, you know, their classic singers came back and kind of rebuilt the whole brand. I mean, Maiden is just like a kind of an international, like, fucking huge again, whereas Judas Priest kind of stalled at a certain point, and I'm just wondering why. Why is that? Because I think Judas Priest later albums blow away Maiden's albums, dude. Like
Oh yeah.
their later material pisses all over Maiden's material, bro. I love the albums way more. I think they have better material. I just don't understand how come, like, when Priest plays an arena, they have to curtain off like the top or whatever, and then Maiden they doesn't. I don't know. I don't know why, man.
Well, I see them at small venues. I saw a Priest 3 times at smaller venues, not arenas.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I prefer smaller venues.
Well, I do
actually
too.
like seeing them. I like seeing them in a place like that more than an arena. You know, arena you kind of lose the whole intimacy. You know, unless you're sitting close to the band. But I don't know. It just kind of baffles me, man. That, you know, it's Maiden's like way bigger than Priest, man. You know.
Yeah, and it's weird because Judas Priest deserves that.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Well, Priest did get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Maiden hasn't. So
on a technicality,
But
yeah, but
really
at least,
that.
Maiden hasn't got in there on that technicality, but Priest did.
I mean, is it because maybe like KK Downing and Glenn maybe aren't in them anymore? Or that has to do, like, I know Glenn does appearances with them still, but he's really technically.
I would think that Halford can bring him in. You know what I mean?
Halford still sounds amazing though. So does Bruce. Yeah. They both sound good for their age.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man.
I think Maiden puts on more of a theatrical show that draws people in. Maybe, I don't know.
Hey, Priest has a great stage setup though.
Yeah, I know they do, but Maiden's their stage shows have always been epic.
Another pair of bands that you can make the same argument about is fucking Motley Crue and Rat. How come Motley Crue can play fucking arenas and Rat can't, dude? It's like,
because at least Motley Crue has three original members.
Saying that Motley Crue's better or whatever, that's a subjective thing. Actually, I like Rat better. I think
yeah.
Me personally. Okay, I love both bands, but
I agree.
I mean, I kind of cut off on Motley Crue a bit before Rat. I think Rat was a bit more consistent with their material. I just like Rat a little bit better than Motley Crue. But I'm just saying, why is it that Motley Crue is like arena status and Rat isn't, dude? It just
I was about to say because of the drama that Motley Crue has, but Rat has just about the same amount of drama as well.
But I think Motley Crue's drama is a bit more notorious. I think that maybe that helped them a little bit more. I don't know.
A certain videotape maybe helped him. I don't know.
Tommy Lee.
Yeah, well, you know,
Pamela Anderson.
I was thinking of the girls video. Not the.
And you know what was cool about that? It's like they named all those fucking strip joints, and we went into Hollywood to cruise. Hey, look, that Motley Crue said that girls. There's that one. There's that one. We're all like naming all the strip joints. I don't even know if they're still there. You know, Seventh Veil, is that still there? I have no idea.
I was listening to some radio show like last year or something, and they were like looking up actually to see this topic came up about the song "Girls, Girls, Girls," and I think they went into like they started looking up the names of like circle and see if they. I think the one in Fort Lauderdale is still there.
The Dollhouse.
Believe.
It is still
Dollhouse in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I think that one's still there. They were
Yeah.
looking up to see if there was these they still existed, and I think some of them did, some of them didn't, some of them closed down. But I thought that was pretty funny, though. You know,
I wonder if the Seventh Veil is still near to Hollywood because we tried to get in there. It was like a $30 cover charge and go, fuck this shit. Cover charge. Fuck that.
That cat looks really fucking comfortable behind you, Al. Jeez.
oh yeah, man.
Oh, he's laid out.
You know, I wonder if more strip joints are closing more and more because all this,
COVID.
the way society is now, and you know, I
They
wonder.
keep opening up in Nashville, man. So I don't know about that.
I don't know. I think the whole society is kind of starting to swing the other way now. I think the whole cancel thing is kind of people are. I think people kind of revolted to that a bit. And I think,
thank God.
I just wanted to go see Bert Kreischer. He's a comedian on Wednesday night. That's why I couldn't join the show. And dude, he's fucking pretty raw, dude. And I'm like, he was saying shit. And I was like, yeah, this is how comedy is. Because my wife, there were certain times when Tina was like, he said certain things and she got a bit uncomfortable. And I'm like, that's kind of a good sign of comedy, though. It's like when you say certain things that make you uncomfortable. Right. And I'm like, this guy's definitely not like a woke kind of guy. You know, he's not kind of catering to like that kind of woke cancel culture type thing. He doesn't give a shit, bro. You know, but maybe it's because I'm down here in Florida too, because this state seems to be like anything fucking goes here. You know, what I mean?
It's the Wild Wild West down there.
You know what? It's always been that way. When I lived down there, it was the same fucking.
Yeah.
Way.
Oh yeah.
If you like New York so much, fucking get on I-95, get your ass up there. You see bumper stickers everywhere. Well, saying that about New York and shit like that. So it's nothing new. It's just I think what's his face is bringing it more prominent that way, the governor. But Florida's always been that way. It really has.
Yeah.
No, but it's great that you bring that up because there are so many young comedians out there that are not funny at all because they're not trying to be edgy at all. You know, it's just
comedy's about pushing the envelope. Comedy's about pushing the envelope and fucking.
There's very few. I mean, Bill Burr is an exception. I think he's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, Bill Burr. Of course,
yeah.
I want to see him. I really do.
Oh, dude, he's fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched Axel F?
Yeah, it's good. I liked it.
I just saw it last night with my wife.
Wasn't it really good how they brought back
good,
the
man.
old soundtrack songs on that?
Yeah, they were using the old songs, dude.
They used Neutron
They brought down Shakedown, Breakdown,
fucking
the Neutron Dance. They brought it all.
They brought back Neutron Dance.
They had Axel Foley theme song with the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
brought back.
It
was the perfect amount of nostalgia and some actually a good story, man.
They're making a 5. I already heard they're making a 5, man.
Are they?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I wanted to ask you if it'd be okay if I went through the CDs I bought the other day.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Go for it.
Okay. I thought I had this on cassette, but I've lost it, and I found it again. I know that probably everybody has this, but I did not. It's Journey live in Houston, the Escape Tour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a really
I want
good
the
album.
Blu-ray of that shit.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And also this English band that came out in the 2000s, they were part of that Brit movement, but I always thought that these guys always got a raw deal because they were not just 3 chords. They were pretty exciting to listen to. This is my 3rd album by them, a band called Gomez.
I've heard of them, but I haven't heard them.
I like them a lot, and I think Jerry's going to like this one. And if Jerry, you've heard this one, please let me know what you think about this one. But Roger Waters, Amused to Death.
Yeah, that's a good one, dude.
If I had to pick his best, well, no, I don't know if that one or Radio Chaos. I don't know which one.
I like
better.
Radio Chaos because
I'm not a huge fan of his solo stuff, but there is some good songs on that album.
Jeff Beck plays on there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jeff Beck plays on that album. Yeah.
Like throughout or just one song?
The whole album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I was surprised I didn't have this one. This is such a oddball compilation album, but it's Neil Young, Lucky 13.
Never heard
This
of
is
that.
a compilation that he did for in the 1980s songs, and David Geffen and him were at odds, and he said, "You know what, Neil? Why don't you just go ahead and make the compilation yourself?" And Neil put the weirdest shit on this.
That's such a Neil thing to do too.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited because I know a lot of those songs that I do like, and this is John Mellencamp's "Mr. Happy Go Lucky."
I like that
Love
album.
that album.
I love that album.
Key West Intermezzo, man. I love that fucking
Good
song,
song,
that
dude.
album. Yeah. Love
Yeah,
that tune.
so I'm pretty excited about this because I do like him quite a bit. And this one I'm going to send out to Jerry because I found out that I had a copy of it. This is Live Throwing Copper.
Oh, I have 2 of those.
Good album, man.
I have the
I
vinyl.
love
I don't have this. I don't have the CD for it. So thank
I
you.
have the vinyl and 2 CDs of it.
And then Secret
Samadhi?
Samadhi was
That was
right
the follow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
This
Some
was a
heavy
follow-
shit off that. The heavy shit off that album, dude. It's a pretty good album too.
I love
I do
Ed's
have that
voice,
one.
man. I love Ed's
And
voice.
I love music compilations, and this one was interesting. The Howard Stern Private Parts compilation.
Love that fucking
Yeah, the
movie.
soundtrack.
Oh, dude, this movie's so damn good.
I love that fucking movie, dude.
I like
funny as
Ford. I
shit.
like Ford Fairlane better.
Really?
Yeah, because I like the fucking chicks getting waked up to that huge stereo with Jimi Hendrix.
But this has some pretty interesting tracks. It's got Green Day doing Tired of Waiting for You, which is the Great Kinks track. It's also got Ozzy with Typo Negative. I know back there in the late 90s, Ozzy and Typo Negative did a lot of things together. It also has Marilyn Manson on here and Porno for Pyros.
I like porno.
It's got the Ramones Pinhead. It also has Deep Purple and Cheap Trick and Nugent and Van Halen and AC/DC. And in between tracks, it's got monologue from the movie.
I have
So
that
that's-
soundtrack as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was excited, and I found these at a church garage sale.
Oh wow,
So-
a church garage.
Private parts at our church. Church
Yeah.
garage sale.
Yeah.
The irony.
You
Oh,
can't,
the irony.
you can't make that shit up.
She's it was this little Asian lady. She's like, I have all these CDs for $1. I was like, well, I'll check through. I was like, dude, for real? Awesome.
Dude, where did you
And
get
then,
this shit?
And then I got the Police Every Breath You Take, the singles. It was without the cover, but I went ahead and grabbed it anyway.
Yeah,
You know,
that
It's cool to
Don't
hear a
Stand So
compilation.
Close to Me 80 whatever sucks. On there.
Yeah, this doesn't have that one because there was another compilation around that time.
I thought that I thought that was it with the Don't Stand Close to Me 86.
Oh
No.
yeah, you're right. It says 86.
Wait,
Yeah.
which one? Wait, which one is that one? Every Breath You Take, the singles, or
Yeah.
Every Breath You Take, the classics?
The
You
single.
see, I got the classics. This one's the singles.
That's the first edition of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that has Don't Stand So Close 86 on there.
And they came out with
I think the
classics.
classics doesn't. I think they took it off. Yeah.
Yeah, because they released the classics because of the shit they got for the singles.
Well, because Stuart Copeland broke his arm, he couldn't play. They were going to
And they use a drum machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they used a drum machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
man,
those are the CDs I bought during this past week.
that's
Cool.
great, man. Fuck, let's get the fuck out of here. We have nothing else to talk about. Any of you guys?
No, we're good, man.
All right,
We've been
man.
on
Hey,
an hour, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
check out the BS sessions this Thursday. Andy will be on, Bob Hay will be on, and Eric Luzier will be on. We're doing our top 11 Schwarzenegger movies.
Cool.
Fucking pretty cool. So check that out.
Great,
And
because I found 11.
well, you should have found 11. There's more than 11 by him. It's hard for me right now. I haven't done my list yet. I know I'm gonna have a hard time on this shit.
Well, we're all going to have the same 11 probably, but maybe one or two difference. But
Well, probably
it
be
depends
one.
on the order they're in. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, man. Thank you guys for being on the show. And also check
Thanks for
out
having me on.
Monday, Freeform. We're gonna have Nikki Stringfield. How do you say it, Jerry?
Apocrypha.
Apocrypha on Freeform Rock Podcast. All right, man. Guys, take it easy. Later.
Have a great
Hey,
weekend.
guys.